Good morning. It is a beautiful Sunday. Sun is out, and I feel great. Woke up, started on my first cup of coffee, and pondering about things that I began to discover over this last couple days, diving and researching. It's a lot, actually. See all these pieces intermixed with other pieces of this bigger puzzle. And while I know from the outside that might look like something like schizophrenia, this to what other people would appear to be unconnected things, right? It's not until you start to dive and you look, you realize these old stories, these old myths all have certain things in common. And yes, in a way, you've been prepared your entire life to receive these new concepts of reality, which are very old concepts of reality. I mean, through movies, I could list off quite a few. And, through just the stories that you were raised upon, it's hidden in the stories themselves, right? Some of us that start to wake up to what all these symbols and signs and stuff mean, we begin to connect it and see the bigger picture, right? But it's a different thing when, of course, you discover that you're a big piece of that old stories, and your life completely flips upside down like mine did upon waking up to what we are, right? Which is God. And in my case, what I'm discovering is that what I used to think was written in some of these old scriptures, these old prophetic pieces by people similar in ways to myself, living very extraordinary lives with extraordinary gifts, and similar in that, yes, also many of these people not only received a lot of skepticism and backlash from people around them, they kept true in their knowledge and their gnosis, and completed their lives by writing these things down and getting others to keep them copied, because scrolls don't last for very long, a few centuries maybe. You need scribes to continue to copy your work, so there has to be an entire order to preserve anything, whether it's on paper or stone. Like, there has to be a way. And to see that way throughout history is just, it's magnificent. It's glorious, really. When you begin to comprehend all that which has gone into this, it's a life of its own, really. It's the meaning behind things like Nirvana, spirit. So anyways, yes, yesterday I began reading a little bit of the end of Daniel again, and understood that is directly connected to my own set of events and my own purpose here. Daniel leads right into Hosea, and what I'm gathering from reading this is that there will come one that is a Lord, is a Baal, right? And that one will have come from a Godhead, essentially, not known by the people that he comes from. Prior, a God form prior to that of the Hebrews, and certainly that of the Christians, which is, of course, not at all what the Catholics, the Romans would want you to understand, and all the derivatives of Christianity, since, which has all been misdirection away from the truth, which is that the Lord has come, and it doesn't look like what you expect. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to meet essentially my bride. Because the truth is, I have not been myself my entire life up until this moment. And my bride has never met me. Not in my true form. What does that really mean, though? I mean, I think it means quite a few things. In Revelation, it's often interpreted as meaning a new covenant of of a kingdom here on earth as being the bride. But as I've stated over and over, this is always about the play. There's always actors involved. There's no getting away from that. I mean, you read any of the mythology, and we're not talking just purely symbolic things. We're talking about physical embodiment of those things. There's some other older mythos that collaborates, though. Things that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Like in the mythology of Odin and his sons, and even that of a child that was destroyed, and the lamenting of that child. How did that play out? It's a lot. I really wish I had a Greek and Latin foundation. There's so many of these stories that I've read throughout my life, but not really read through the lenses of what makes sense now. So it's like waking up to an entire new reality. Gods exist. They walk the earth. And that was a fact known to our ancestors. The blindness is having that knowledge stolen from you. But that's how their system of control worked, right? You look at the Romans and Christendom, and what did they do? They said that the only way you can speak to God is through an in-between mediary, which was provided by the church. So they took that and they wiped away all the truth, and they forced you to believe that the only way to connect to the divinity was through them, which is an entirely lie. And you go into some of the literature of that time, like Virgil, and you see again like what it's really saying. Saturnus, the return, and you start to interconnect all these things, all these different plots, and their time has come. I know it. I'm not invisible here. Right, I was going to get into a few of my notes. So, the King of the North, as it's commonly referred to, if you look into the root word of north, it means hidden. And the east is representative of the sunrise. Alright? So it's the hidden one of the sunrise, which implies me. I'm a little confused about the King of the South, but it's really diving into things that you start to see the truth, and only you can do that. You can use other works, like other people have certainly done a lot of work. The Two Babylons book I've been reading, 1916, is highly referenced and paints an entirely different story. I think I could spend another decade trying to fact check it. I don't have that time. It's so much deep diving that, in a way, you have to take a little bit of faith reading it. But many forebears have done the work in putting the stuff together. It's just that the audience wasn't there. And, well, now it is. You are the audience. So, I think that it's an incredible time. An incredible revealing process, both externally to myself and how the stuff plays out, and internally every day as I realize the truth about myself and what my role is. It's incredible. And as the human part, I feel honored and amazed. It's incredible. All I can say is I enjoy living. That the dullness of Babylon is certainly replaced by truth. It's refreshing. It's nourishing beyond what you would believe. And I'm grateful for all those that have helped me along my path in self-discovery. Truly, I am. Even through the laughter and the ridicule and everything else, I'm grateful, because they're all lessons that help me. And I've been incredibly stubborn to receiving And sure, maybe it's all about timing. Maybe it's all about testing others too. I don't know. But it's a beautiful thing, and I'm really happy to be living this life for however long it is. And yeah, incredible things are going to happen soon. We just have to work some deals out, right? As we transform this world into what we want it to be, which is not this. So that's all of our work. I'm doing mine by putting the call out there. I'm here. I am here. Have a great day. See you around.